All right, good morning, guys. It is the beginning of day 3. Yesterday was an amazing day with nature's window and the skywalk, even the rain. I just wish that I had thought to get a picture of us with our bikes up under the cover when we were waiting it out. But, you know, the sunset, as beautiful as everything here is, I have to say what has truly made this trip so much fun so far has been the awesome people that are part of this group. You just have to meet them to get it. You just have to meet them to get it. So anyway, today we're gonna go out and hit up all the tourist spots we can, and then I think Allie and I are gonna spend a little time at the beach. But this is our last full day here in Kalbarri, and we are going to enjoy every moment of it that we can. You know what I mean? Oh, here's somebody coming in for breakfast, it looks like. Yeah. So I got to get Scarlett all prepped and ready to go, help Allie get Cherry up and ready to go, and then we're headed out to have some fun. So guys, we're headed out once more. One of my favorite things about trips with Glow is the time we spend socializing. On this trip, it was also watching the kangaroos that were brave enough to come close. It seems that no matter what the species, kids will always be kids. And then it was time to fire up the bikes and head out. On this last full day in Kalbarri, instead of turning right as we did the day before, we turned left. This took us south along the coast towards the southernmost section of the Kalbarri National Park. The coastal portion of Kalbarri National Park sits on Western Australia's Coral Coast, which is often called one of the most beautiful places in the world. The coastal cliffs of the park run for 13 kilometers just south of town and boast of no less than 7 stunningly beautiful lookout points. Though we only visited less than half of those on this day, one could easily spend a full day enjoying the beauty of the cliffs. We started our tour at the southernmost end of the cliffs, Natural Bridge. Just a short, easy half-kilometer hike from the car park, Natural Bridge, as its name suggests, is a fully formed limestone rock bridge that is still attached to the coastline of Kalbarri. Over the last 400 million years, the jaggedly, beautifully rugged cliff line has been carved by the winds and the turquoise waves and spray of the Indian Ocean. About a 200-meter walk up the path, you come to Castle Cove, one of the viewing points for Island Rock. It is from these lookouts that many of our group were able to spot whales breaching. Though we were unable to catch them in close on camera, we did have a bit of fun trying to call them in.
All the whales.
Next, we all headed a little further north to the Grandstand Rock Gorge. To see the true beauty of this part of the cliff line, I would highly recommend taking a hike along the trail. From the lookout, the vastness and the beauty of the gorge is difficult to see. Okay, I have to ask the question. Does anyone else become giddy when they see a line of beautiful bikes like this, or is it just me? The next stop in our tour of the Kalbarri Cliffs was honestly the most impressive to me. That is Red Bluff. Red Bluff is a popular location for its picturesque white sandy beach that contrasts against the striking rust-red rocks. Standing on the edge of the cliffs, I told Allie that on our next trip, we were definitely coming to the bluffs for sunset. I can only imagine how beautiful it would be. I also want to bring my hiking boots to make our way down to the beach below. I would love to see the cliffs from the bottom. And as usual, when it comes time for group photos, antics will happen. Just saying. On the next part of the tour, a little further north to Jake's Point, Allie and I broke off from the group and took the dirt road down a bit closer to the water. Jake's Point, as it is known by the locals, is a popular surfing beach. The often perfect left-hand surf break along the point provides safe conditions for experienced surfers to enjoy. Though when the swells are large, it is only recommended for the more advanced surfer. With easy access to the water, Allie and I decided to take a closer look. Standing on the coastal rock platform, I stood in awe at the power of the water and the skills of those that braved the swells. I have to say, I was so in awe of the waves, I did not pay as close attention to the water as I should have, and ended up with my very own mermaid moment. Our final stop of the tour was at Blue Holes. I cannot wait for warmer weather to make another trip to check out the snorkeling that Blue Holes has to offer. The protected waters and rock pools create a natural aquarium for marine life. It has long been on my bucket list to snorkel in such a place as this. Eventually, we all made our way back into town to spend the afternoon resting and enjoying the local area. Then, it was off to dinner. I'm not sure the locals knew what to think of us, but one thing was for sure. We ate, laughed, and generally enjoyed the simple pleasure of spending time together. The motorcycle community is definitely unlike any other and special indeed. Then, in the blink of an eye, it was time to head home.
What an incredible weekend. It was so worth the time to make that trip up to Kalbarri with the ladies of Glow. And oh, what is that in the road? It looked like a cat.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we are headed back. Allie and I are riding just by ourselves. We're going to catch up with everyone a little further south for lunch. But, just for now, we got out ahead of others and just to enjoy and cruise and take our time. I have to say that for me, the two things that are going to stick with me the most from this weekend is one, how beautiful this area is. From pink lakes to turquoise coasts to red bluffs. It is stunning here in Western Australia. Just about the time I think it can't get any prettier. It does. But even more so than that was this group. The ladies aglow and the men that are part of the group by association. They're just some of the most wonderful people that I've ever met. They are giving, they are funny, they are intelligent, and they are low drama. And it made for just such a really special weekend for me, especially transitioning from the U.S. to Australia. It was, the transition wasn't always an easy one, but this group in so many ways has made the transition easier. So those are the two things that stick with me. Now, I have Allie on the comms with me.
Good morning.
So, babe, that's my question. What about the trip is going to stick with you?
Well, like all of our trips, there are two components to it. One is the people, and you're right, this is a fantastic group of people to travel with, to just get together, be social, hang out, and talk motorcycles. So definitely the group is a lot of fun. And like I said earlier, this country is beautiful. We have sheep over here. We'll see cows. We'll see horses. And the colors. The turquoise coast is what it's called, and it's named that for a reason.
Oh, it is. You know, I don't know about you, babe, but I've seen pictures of some of these areas and thought, oh, they photoshopped that. It really is that color. You know, but even riding here, I'm riding along here, and this reminds me so much of some of the areas in California, but also some of, like, northwest Texas and such. And then we'll turn somewhere else, and it's like, oh my gosh, that reminds me of Big Sur. But at the same time, there's something so genuinely unique about this land. And I am so grateful that we have the opportunity to experience this, and that we met the ladies aglow at York at that motorcycle festival.
Yep.
And they're wonderful.
And the connections. So we're with this group, and we're finding out you have connections to people back in the U.S.
Oh, that's right. That's right. This morning as we're packing up, one of the ladies that was in a room close to ours, we found out that she and her partner were married in California at Neptune's Net, and they had been out to Babes Ride Out. I think it was Babes Ride Out 5 that they went to when their last trip to the U.S. And she came out this morning and said, AZ, is that Arizona? And I said, yeah. And she was talking about this dealership, and I'm blanking on the name of the dealership right now. It's a Harley dealership. And she's like, oh, yeah, and I met the girl, this really neat girl, Mandy. And I went, oh, my gosh, I know Mandy. I met her at Babes Ride Out 7. And, oh, yeah, and then there was this other girl, Michelle. And I went, I know Michelle. I camped next to her. So I ended up on the opposite side of the world from where I met Michelle and Mandy and met people that knew them. It's just another example of how amazing this motorcycle community is. So as we are closing out, because we have a, honey, close your visor, please. Thank you. As we're closing this out, we're headed home. It's about, 608K to get home today. I'm riding home grateful for the experience and really appreciative of the life experiences I'm able to have. And any final thoughts, my love?
It's a great weekend. Looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah, the next big organized one is Esperance in March, but I am sure we're going to get into some smaller rides and overnight trips between now and then. Well, guys, I hope everyone out there has a fantastic time. And if you still can, get out and ride. When you do, have fun. Be safe. And we're going to catch you on the next video. Bye, guys.